Yo, what's happening, everybody? GameStop Stream here. This is the 1 year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, I didn't have this Switch for 1 year. I got mine in August due to problems finding one. And tomorrow will mark the 1 year anniversary of the full-on launch around the world. I mean, they shipped out test units on the 2nd. But anyway, so this is like a little rundown of it. Like you see right here, we got the Switch itself in the dock. Pull it out like this, and here you go. That's a Switch. And you see, I got a little add-on right here. There we go. Got an add-on right there to center it. And I got the gray Joy-Con model, just an FYI, as you can see. And the thing I really like about the Switch, though, is that you can detach its controllers. The thing I really love is the fact that you could, press this little button back here. There we go. And the controller just slides right out. Now, I remember hearing something about a company called Game Vice suing Nintendo over this. About their thing called the WikiPad 7. And WikiPad 7 wasn't doing that hot, to say the least. But but eventually the lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed by Game Vice. And all that. And this stand right here comes in real handy. Like, it allows me to just put it in the tabletop. Because the stand on the Switch itself is like it's a bit junky. Yeah, I say that because I'm not allowed to swear on YouTube anymore. But yeah, it's a bit junky, and it's... but this one makes it a whole lot easier. It's made by Hori, so I recommend you really go check this out. And right here I got one of the biggest add-ons, the Pro Controller. The reason why there's light is because my shadows covering up the room light. But yeah, the Pro Controller right here. And I use the Pro Controller the most. And these little things right here are actually little holders for my Joy-Cons, grips of sorts. Because see, the Joy-Con grips that come with a Switch, they're like, oh god. They're like they're ridiculous. I'm sorry to anybody who actually likes them, but they're a pain to get off. So that's why I decided to buy these in advance before actually getting the Switch itself. Right here we got a normal Joy-Con grip. And then there's the Comfort grip over here. I used the Comfort grip before I got the Pro Controller because I wanted to try to give the Joy-Cons a little love. Which the Comfort grip did help massively in that. But eventually I decided to just go get the Pro Controller. And it's an AC adapter right here. Now, this is something I don't like. Nintendo went back to using an AC adapter on the end of the plug. I don't know why. I can see why it has to be an external AC adapter because it's a tablet device. So, yeah, I can see why they would need to put it on the outside over here. But why at the end of the plug? Why couldn't they just put it in the middle like the Wii, Wii U, GameCube? Why couldn't they just done it like that? But what's really nice about this plug is that it's not proprietary. It's universal. It's a USB. It's USB Type C, which means you can use just about any plug nowadays, or from nowadays, I should say. But yeah, let's take the Switch out of here. Oh, one more thing. This HDMI cable right here is the one that came with it. Now, I think they really should use a different HDMI cable. Not like a different one, but I think they should use a longer one. And one rant I have about the Switch is that its battery life. Oh yeah, right here you can see there's the little kickstand. That's a little hard to get open. Yeah, this is all it stands on if you don't have that accessory that I bought. Yeah, there's a micro SD card slot right there. And you see it says it has a Switch on the back and all that. It's a little greasy, but... And also the screen is not actually the same screen. Same screen, what am I saying? It has a screen protector on it, so because of that, it works. It's a lot more durable on the screen side. But anyway, I'll just put it on my bed over here because this is actually my nightstand I'm recording, so I don't have a proper table to do it. Let's take a look at the dock itself. You see, it says Nintendo Switch on it, and you got a little slot right here, and you see this is the slot it plugs into in here. Anyway, but if you pop this open, you see there's a there's what appears to be a USB 3 port, along with the USB-C port for the AC adapter, and, of course, an HDMI port. So that's all fine and dandy in there. And over here, there's 2 regular USB ports. I'm hoping they add some external hard drive support in the future, because that would be really helpful. Of course, if you're like me, who likes to use physical copies of the games, then you can just use the physical copies. But I mean, like, for, you know, external hard drive for download exclusives, because the games on the Switch are not actually discs. They go back to using little SD cards, or not really little like SD cards, but you see right here, there's a game card on this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But it's very convenient because, in my opinion, I never really liked doing disc games because I grew up with cartridge-based systems, or not really that. I grew up with a Nintendo 64, and cartridges are way sturdier than discs. I think anybody can agree with that. And as if that wasn't enough, they have faster load times. Well, yeah, because of the game cards, the load times are a little bit faster on the Switch than the competition. Really, you know, depending on like what's going on in the game. But anyway, and something that's something that I think was really smart is that they actually coated the game cards, like Nintendo coated the game cards with a chemical, a non-toxic chemical, and it keeps little kids from ingesting them. So that's very good. So with that, I will see you in part 2, which is where I showcase some of the games that I have. I'll see y'all then. Take care.